Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi le 16 mai. Aujourd'hui, dans l'histoire, il y a une discussion. I'll talk about that in a second. This is basically just catch-up stuff, your flip video from yesterday and other tasks for the week. Take a look at slide numéro 1, see what you have or haven't done. Then we have our last listening quiz of the year. It is about Millie Bobby Brown. So that link is on slide numéro 14. It's also on Schoology, in the Schoology assignment for that quiz. Donc, aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi, le 16 mai. En 1770, Marie-Antoinette épouse le futur roi Louis XVI. Okay, épouse. Get rid of the replace that with an S. What does it make? Spouse. And that is because épouse is a word for to marry. You could also say Marie-Antoinette se marie avec le futur roi Louis XVI, mais épouse works just as well in that situation. Donc oui, elle épouse le futur roi, king, Louis XVI, Louis the 16th. Elle s'est, here's the other word I was talking about for marrying. Elle s'est mariée à l'âge de 14 ans. A lot of you are that age. You're older. Crazy. Elle s'est mariée à l'âge de 14 ans. Of course, it was a very different time then. Ils ont had 4 enfants ensemble. Louis XVI aimait les serrures, locks. Et il avait une grande collection de serrures différentes. So he had a lock collection. He was a lock aficionado. Apparently that's a thing, or was a thing at the time. Les Français ont blâmé Marie-Antoinette pour la crise économique en France. Donc, beaucoup de mots apparentés, cognates here. Blâmer, they blamed Marie-Antoinette pour la crise économique, the economic crisis en France. Donc, elle n'était pas très populaire avec le peuple. And there's a video you can watch about that here en anglais. I believe the video mentions the famous line, "Let them eat cake." That was erroneously attributed to Marie Antoinette. She actually never said that, but it was published in the papers that she said that. What's the story? The story is that la crise économique meant that a lot of the people who were not super rich, like the aristocracy in France, did not have enough to eat. And so it was said that somebody told Marie Antoinette, oh, the people have no bread. And so she came back and said, well, if they have no bread, then let them eat cake. And it was just to show how out of touch she was. Now, it's true that Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI were definitely out of touch. They lived in Versailles, which was like, I want to say 10-ish miles outside of Paris, in that neighborhood. So outside of Paris. And at the time, you know, with your fastest transportation being a horse and carriage, 10 miles seemed like a lot more than it does now. So they were kind of out in their own little world in Versailles when the people in France and Paris were starving. And so they were not wrong that she was out of touch. They just embellished a little bit, as we human beings tend to do. Okay, donc, aujourd'hui, pourquoi est-ce que c'est spécial? Parce que Marie-Antoinette épouse Louis XVI. He was not the king at the time, he was le futur roi, the future king. Donc c'est son anniversaire de mariage, le 16 mai. Okay, en anglais, answer the following. I talked about some of this. How many children did Marie-Antoinette and Louis XVI have together? What did Louis XVI collect? And what did the people of France think of Marie Antoinette? You can answer all those in English. A l'intero, your quiz about Millie Bobby Brown. Of course, you can always go back to yesterday, désolé, mercredi, and watch the video of me explaining the story about Millie Bobby Brown, or kind of how I put together our resume, our summary. And that will help you understand this a little bit better before you take the quiz. I would highly suggest doing that. C'est tout. That is it for today. So once you have that finished, you've answered our discussion question and you've ensured that you've finished the rest of the items for this week. You will be all set for today. Merci. Au revoir.